Have you ever heard of a city where you can wander through German colonial streets in the morning and then visit the headquarters of a global tech giant in the afternoon? A place that was literally built on beer and beaches, but now builds some of the world's fastest trains? Well, that's the city we're diving into today, Qingdao.
The answer, of course, is that they're all tangled up in the identity of Qingdao. It's a city of amazing contradictions, really. It's this incredible blend of European history, super advanced industry, and this laid-back coastal vibe that just makes it different. So let's break down what makes this place tick.
All right, here's our roadmap. First, we'll get the lay of the land, right on the coast. Then we're going to jump back in time to see how history shaped its unique personality. After that, we'll get into its massive economy, find out why people love living there, and finally take a peek at where it's headed.
Okay, let's start with the basics. We're in Qingdao, and the city's name alone tells you a lot about its essence.
The name Qingdao literally translates to verdant island, and that's because it was inspired by this small, really green, lush island just off the coast. Now, geographically, you'll find it in Shandong province, perched right on a peninsula that sticks out into the Yellow Sea.
And that location, it's everything. It's kind of the city's superpower. The whole city wraps around this huge, naturally protected bay. And here's the crucial part. It's a deep-water harbor that doesn't freeze over in the winter. That one little fact has basically shaped its entire destiny as one of northern China's most important gateways to the sea.
So with a location like that, you can bet Qingdao has picked up a few nicknames over the years. It's known as the Sailing City, especially after hosting the Olympics back in 2008. It's also called the City of Brands, and we'll see why in a bit. It's even been named China's most livable city. So yeah, this is definitely a place that you can't just put in one box.
So how in the world does a sleepy little fishing village become this buzzing, multi-talented metropolis? Well, its history is just this incredible story of super fast, dramatic change.
For hundreds of years, this place was exactly that, a fishing village. Then, bam, everything changed in 1897. Imperial Germany leased the area and basically built a modern city from the ground up. After a few different periods, the next massive turning point was 1984. That's when China opened it up to foreign investment and growth just exploded. And then, of course, the 2008 Olympics really put Qingdao on the world stage for good.
And you know, that German influence was huge. It's not like they just built a port. They engineered a whole city, a planned-out street grid, modern sewers, and all that distinctive European architecture you still see today. Oh, and in 1903, they left behind probably their most famous creation of all, a little brewery that we now know as Qingdao.
And this comparison right here just says it all. On the left, you've got the waterfront back in the day with the famous Dianqiao Pier just being used as a simple military dock. And on the right, that very same pier is now a beloved city landmark, with a background that's this wild mix of old historic villas and gleaming modern skyscrapers. That's the whole story of the city in just one glance.
So that unique history really paved the way for Qingdao to become the economic titan it is today. Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that's driving this city forward.
To get a sense of just how big this economy is, just look at this number. In 2024, Qingdao's GDP topped 1.67 trillion yuan. Now that's more than 235 billion US dollars. To put that in perspective, that's an economy bigger than entire countries like New Zealand or Greece. It's the undisputed economic leader of the whole province.
So what's feeding this beast? Well, you can see the services sector is the biggest piece of the pie. But the thing that really makes Qingdao special is its massive blue economy. And we're not just talking about shipping and fishing here. This is a whole high-tech world of marine science, research, and engineering. It makes up a full one-third of the city's entire economy. That's incredible.
And this brings us back to that City of Brands title. I bet a lot of these names sound familiar. You might have a Haier fridge or a Hinson's TV in your home right now, and you've almost definitely seen Qingdao beer. But what you might not know is that Qingdao is also building the future of transportation, making the high-speed bullet trains that zoom all across China. And the absolute backbone for all of this business is the port. It is a monster. We're talking one of the 10 busiest seaports on the entire planet. Try to wrap your head around this. Nearly 29 million shipping containers move through there in just 1 year. It's the non-stop global superhighway for northern China. But hey, Qingdao is so much more than just numbers and shipping containers. So let's switch gears and look at why people actually love living here. There's this famous saying that just perfectly nails the city's vibe.
Red roofs, green trees, blue seas, and clear skies. You've got the red-tiled roofs from the old German buildings, the green of the hills, and the deep blue of the sea. It all comes together to create this really beautiful, unique look.
And you can really feel that charm everywhere. I mean, picture a perfect day there. You could start by wandering through Beijing, this gorgeous area full of old European villas. Then, maybe a walk along that famous pier we saw earlier. Then you hit one of the sandy beaches for the afternoon, and you absolutely have to finish the day with a plate of seafood caught that morning and, of course, a glass of ice-cold Qingdao.
So it's no surprise this mix of nature and culture makes Qingdao a huge tourist magnet. People flock here for the beaches, but also to hike up the incredible Laoshan Mountain, which is right on the edge of the city. And every single summer, millions of people descend on the city for the International Beer Festival, a massive party celebrating its most famous export.
Okay, so last up, let's look ahead. Where is a city like Qingdao going from here? How is it building on this really unique foundation?
Well, looking to the future, Qingdao is pretty much doubling down on what it does best. It's a key hub in China's huge global trade project, the Belt and Road Initiative. But it's also moving beyond just logistics. The city is using its connection to the ocean to become a national center for marine science and high-tech research, really trying to drive 21st century innovation.
So, to wrap it all up, what's the big picture? Qingdao has this one-of-a-kind identity, shaped by both Chinese and European history. It's an economic powerhouse, fueled by its port and its famous brands. It's an amazing coastal city to live in, with beautiful scenery and culture. And it's a strategic player, set up for big things in tech and global trade.
And all of this leads us to the big question for Qingdao's future. Its greatest challenge, which is also its greatest opportunity, is this balancing act. How does it protect its unique history and charm while pushing forward with all this high-tech growth? How they answer that question? Well, that's going to write the next chapter of their story.